In this video, we're going to go through the steps to build a simple Hello World skill that can be run and deployed through Optra Edge. First, find Docker Desktop online and install it. Then head to Docker Hub to create an account. You'll want to create your own login. Launch Docker Desktop and log in. Go to this link to download the Hello World Optra skill. Now, open up the Docker file with the text editor of your choice. You can see that this starts with a base Ubuntu image. We'll install a few necessary packages for controlling the HDMI output and playing sound. And we'll install Python and some supporting libraries, particularly the Azure IoT device library, which is what will be used for the device inputs and outputs to send and receive information from the Optra portal. Then we'll show that we're going to start this Docker file by running the start.sh file. Open your terminal application to log into our Docker command line interface. When you build an application to deploy into Optra, it needs to be built to target a Linux ARM64 base. We've used our Docker Hub user account, which is where we're going to push this image. We've given it a version number of 0.0.1, which we'll want to remember for later. Now, if we hop over to our Docker Hub, you'll see that our skill has been pushed up into our repository. Let's jump over to portal.optra.com to set up the skill. Click New Skill, and give it a name, then select an icon and color. Use the version number we pushed into our Docker for our repository URL, which we said was 0.0.1. Next, we can add two inputs for the skill to take some information from the portal. We can just call them input number 1 and number 2. Select the Privileges tab. For this skill, we want to be able to play audio out from the headphone jack, so we'll need the sound privilege. This skill is also going to host a web UI. And you'll notice that in our Docker file, we're publishing the host port 7000, so we'll do the same within the skill. And we would also like to publish an HDMI UI. Additionally, we can input environment variables. For example, if the time zone was needed, you could send that down as configuration for the skill. Another one might be for doing HDMI display. The skill could need to know which display to use. Then we hit Save. So you can see that we now have a Hello World skill. Let's create a workflow and show how we'll send that down to our Optra VZ5000. Click Add a new workflow. We'll name ours Hello World Demo. Hit Save. Now you'll see in the green box that we've added an Optra VZ5000 to this workflow. Add the Hello World skill. For demonstration purposes, let's enter a couple of values in these input fields. And in a minute, we'll be able to see that these are passed into the skill code for a developer to use however they would like. And then we'll hit Save. The skills and devices are green, meaning they need to sync, so we're going to hit the Sync button. And that's going to send a message down to the device to tell it to begin downloading that application and launch it once it's done. Now we can open up this device and go over to the Skills tab to see our Hello World skill running on our device. Because we have claimed the Web UI privilege, it's now hosting a Web UI as well. So now you can see we're in the interface for the Optra Edge Hello World skill. Click around within the skill and also explore the code to see how you can generate sound.
Hello, Optra Edge.
Control an HDMI monitor, and interact with data from the portal. Go to Optra Portal to get started today. We're excited to see what you can build.